Rudy Giuliani has responded to the $1.3 billion defamation suit filed against him by Dominion Voting Systems. So his response is kind of hilarious. All right, so now let me give you some background detail before I get into that. So Dominion sued Giuliani and Trump for continuing to spread baseless conspiracy theories about the election, about Hugo Chavez, the ghost of Hugo Chavez. Like they own Dominion. Venezuela created Dominion. It's a Venezuelan company, and they're using it to cheat in the 2020 election or something like that. So none of that, of course, is true. Dominion Voting Systems is a Canadian company and has an office in Colorado. Not Venezuelan. No ghost of Hugo Chavez. Okay. No, it's just, again, baseless conspiracies. All right. So now, of course, Republicans don't seem to care about anything other than confirmation bias, so they're not going to look into the facts. They're going to eat all this up with a big old spoon of copium. All right. And eventually even try to ransack the Capitol and try to, in order to stop, certification of the election results based on these conspiracies. We've seen that. All right. So now all of the lawsuits filed by Giuliani, by the way, on this, and other members of Trump's team have come up largely losers, right? So they're losing. They're not winning here. There's no winning here. A total epic fail. 60-something lawsuits, one win, technicality that tossed a couple of hundred votes based on like a postmarking, right? And so no evidence of actual fraud. So now that's interesting because when you go into what was actually presented at the lawsuits was basically a lot of hearsay, a lot of innuendo, and also they didn't bring some of the most crazy claims up because if they had, they'd actually be making false statements in front of a judge. Turns out that's illegal. That's perjury. You can get prison time for that, right? And since they had no actual evidence of their claims, as well as the fact that there were numerous recounts that have showed no fraud and investigations, even by the Trump Justice Department at this, during the election, or I should say after the election, William Barr comes out and says, we didn't find any evidence of fraud. And believe me, we really wanted to, all right? We wanted to. They decided we can't bring this into court. We can't. And so now Dominion in its Monday filing, after all this is done, said that Giuliani's allegations have damaged the company's reputation, and this is why they're suing. So now you guys know that Hugo Chavez is not exactly popular here in the States, right? So that when you falsely allege that the entire nation of Venezuela, backed this company because this company is secretly Venezuelan, and then use that company to steal the election from you and its software, then that's going to cause a little bit of harm to your future prospects as a company. People will get death threats. Some real harm could come to the actual people working in these, in the buildings. Imagine if somebody got like their headquarters and tried to do violence there as a result of this. So you can do a lot of harm here, right? So now this lawsuit is about a couple of things. For one, it's there to mainly debunk the charges, right? So you debunk the charges by getting them proved, Giuliani proved wrong in court or having him settle out of court, which in some cases, in a lot of ways, could be an admission of guilt. So it's not necessarily about the money, even though the money is really kind of the $1.3 billion. They're never going to get that, even if they win the lawsuit. They never get even a quarter of it. But it's there to generate headlines and generate attention, right? And also, the money that is being that will probably be won if they win the lawsuit will just cover like the costs of possible lost business. So there's all that, right? Now here's the fun part. During Monday's edition of Giuliani's Chat with the Mayor program on WABC, Giuliani talked about this. Here's what he said, quote, just hold on for this one, all right? What do you think I am? Some kind of jackass? That's a quote. And of course, the answer to that is yes. Yes, we do, actually. We do think you're some kind of jackass. What a way to start. but it gets better. That's intended to frighten me. You want to frighten me? You want to scare me? Like you have some of these companies and stations that have gone ahead and kissed your you-know-what because they're afraid of you? It's so good. Now, notice he's taking shots at Fox News. And also Newsmax, by the way. For, airing that interview. It's a must-run segment that basically debunks all the charges that Giuliani had made. So now that's an interesting strategy going after Fox News. Let's see how that works out for him. He continues, well, I'll tell you, I'm a crazy guy. I really am. I'm just really crazy. You got the, so not only have you, so not only haven't you scared me, you've actually given me something that I couldn't get through the censorship that's been set up so nobody can see your machines. And he ends by saying, you got the wrong guy here. I think a couple of others you sued are the wrong people too. I just don't think they're able to be frightened. What are you talking about? What? Okay. Wow. So here's my read of this. I believe that this is an insanity plea. Public insanity plea. I mean, he says, I'm really crazy. I'm crazy. I'm just really crazy. Don't mess with me. You got the wrong guy. I'm really crazy. I didn't do it. I mean, look. So part of it is, I think, yes, he's saying he's crazy, but also doubling down on the crazy statements because he's painted himself into a corner, right? Because then if he admits that, well, I didn't really mean what I said, well, then that makes the case for Dominion right there. And they can say, aha, we knew you were lying. We knew you were defaming us. And so we should win that case. So what is he to do? Other than say, I'm crazy, I'm insane. I mean, again, the guy's lawyer is probably the worst, lawyer I've ever seen. But at the same time, he's a lawyer. And so, he's still going to double down on this. And as well as try to protect himself in whatever way possible. And I guess that would be apparently insanity. Now, speaking of trouble, right? So he's in trouble. He's actually possibly in more trouble outside of this lawsuit, according to Michael Weinstein, a former prosecutor for the Southern District of New York. Ah, yes. Giuliani may also be looking at charges related to tax or campaign finance violations, failing to register as a foreign lobbyist, or taking bribes from foreign officials. Of course, that's related to his dealings with both Trump and Ukraine. And guess who didn't get a pardon? Rudy Giuliani. That's right. Trump not only stiffed him on the $20K a day, for being his lawyer, but also stiffed him on a pardon. Ooh, oh, that sucks. Ooh, that's real sad.
I have not loved this conversation.
Yeah, super, super sad. He does not love this. He does not love this conversation. He does not love anything that is going on right now. Very, very sad. And he's over here just like,
give me a break.
No, you're not going to get one. You're not going to get one. In fact, let's see. Fun times again for Rudy. But hey, I did tell you, when Donald Trump goes down, and he did, and, he's looking at impeachment after the fact, I told you that Donald Trump's going to create this big black hole around him that's going to suck everyone else down around him into it. Well, it looks like most people got out, a few got in, and Rudy Giuliani is about to be next to hit the event's horizon. So, not good times for Rudy. Sad, baby. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like and share with your friends. You can subscribe and help out the channel by becoming a patron. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf, or you can become a channel member as well by hitting the join button below.